Friends, welcome back to Cyberscripters. In this session of Python learning, we are going to learn about Python data types. So let's just quickly look at what are data types. So whenever any programming language, not just Python, when they want to store data, they need to know what type this data is. So, and the data could be like a string of text, an integer, a floating point value, that is a decimal value, or a boolean value, or it could be any other data type. But the programming language needs to know what kind of data this is, so that it can create appropriate amount of memory. So in Python, we have this many data types. So first is string str. So basically, whenever you put anything in double quotes, be it alphabets or numbers or anything, if it is in double quote, it is treated as a string. Then we have numeric data types: integer, float, and complex. Integer are integer numbers 1 to n. Float are basically floating point numbers. Those are decimal point numbers. And complex are like 4 plus 5. They are basically complex number and primarily used in mathematical calculations. Then we have some sequence data types like list, tuple, and range. We have mapping data type dictionary wherein there is a key value pair. Then we have sets, boolean, binary types, and finally null type. So we would look at all these data types in detail in our coming sessions. But for now, today we are going to focus on strings, integer, float, and boolean because these are simple data types. While the other like list, tuple, range, dictionary, set, these are kind of data types which are used to store collection of data. So don't worry if you don't understand these things right now, but for now we are going to focus on, for this session we are going to focus on these four data types. So let's go to a PyCharm and see how to use these data types. So let's create a new Python file. We'll name it as data types.py. So let's just start with string. So this is how you define a string. This string on the left hand side is a variable name. So whenever you use this variable going forward in Python program, then it would print out this string. Let's just go ahead and print this and see what happens. See what it did is it just printed out this is my string. Now even if I have only numbers but in double quotes, this is the string. Now how would you know what is the type of variable? So for example, you don't know what value you have in a particular variable and you want to know what type it is. So what you can do is just there is a type function. So when I print type my str, it gives me class and str. So this is my data type str. So if I remove quotes and then print type x, see now it is giving me integer because this is of type integer. And if I put a decimal point here, it gets converted to float. So why is this important? So let's say I have two variable and y is equal to 3. So since these two variables, the values are in double quotes, Python treats them as string. Now when I do print x plus y, what do you think would happen? It gives me 23. The reason is it just joins those two strings. So when you apply plus operator on two strings, it does not add them up. It just joins them. So it could give you hello world. But if I remove the quotes and make these variables integer, now this plus would be treated as arithmetic operation and it would add them up. See, now I'm getting 5. So this is the importance of variable types. So depending of your type of variable, the operation would differ. Now let's look at a boolean. So boolean variable can have only two values, true or false. Let's just print type. See, the class is full. So I can only have true or false. Now if I put this false in double quotes, what would happen? So any value you put in a double quote becomes a string. So now this type would turn to string. Now we looked at how you assign values to variable. Now you can assign values to multiple variables at the same time. So if I do a comma b comma c 5 comma 3.2 comma hello. Now what would happen is 5 would be assigned to a, 3.2 would be assigned to b, and hello would be assigned to c in serial order. Let's just go ahead and print them. See, a is assigned 5, b is assigned 3.2, and c is assigned hello in this order. Other thing that you need to understand is the names of the variable are case sensitive. So for example, I have variable called name and a value assigned is Rakesh. And I am defining another variable. The N is capital. Name is John. So now when I print, they both would give me different output. See, Rakesh and John. So basically, your variable names are case sensitive. So name is not equal to name. And if by mistake, if you type wrong variable name, it would create another variable in Python. So you need to take care of this. So friends, this was a very short understanding of Python data types and how to use them in a program. I have a separate video on strings, so you can just go ahead and have a look at it. because string is have many method that are used to manipulate strings. So I have a detailed program on that. So you can have a look at it. But for now, just try this data types and try to practice them.